the Goodreads Your Review and Review has come out now, and I haven't seen it yet, but I do enjoy it. Like, I'm trying to get away from Goodreads and get more toward like Storygraph and stuff like this. And like with all my reading challenges and stuff, it works out really well. But with Goodreads, I do enjoy their little wrap up at the end, and I like how it comes during Vlogmas. So, you know, the Storygraph one, I like their wrap up too, but I guess understandably, they don't do it until January. Like, they want to fit your whole year in. But like when I'm sort of thinking about it at Vlogmas, you know, I want it to come then. I don't want it to come like all the way in January when I've like moved on in my mind to the new year. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I think we should look at it, okay, together. Have a look. And then also, I think we should chat about my various book challenges and like book goals and like crap that I do. So how I did this year with my ones, and then ones I want to do next year, okay? Like, and this, I love this as well, because when I did this video last year and the year before, I say about these challenges or whatever, and then loads of you comment saying, I'm doing this challenge, and then I learn about an amazing challenge, and then I do that one as well. So like, if you have any sort of things that you're doing next year and you think I should do it, please let me know, because that's how I learn about the best ones. Okay, here we go. Goodreads 2024 year in review. Okay, my year in books. 25, nearly 26,000 pages. Okay, 123 books. I always say that my goal is going to be 52, like a book a week. And then I always smash through it, but I don't want to feel stressed, you know? I never want to make it more than that. I never want to make it like 100, because then I start to like get a panic. I don't want it to be like that. I don't want it to be like, oh, I'm not in my number. Do you know what I mean? 123, that's good. That's sort of average. Okay, the shortest book I read was Madeline Miller, Galatia. That was really good. I read that at Shorty September. Like, I think I maybe gave that like 4 or 5 stars. Like, it was really good. I like Madeline Miller. The longest book I read was only 497 pages, and like that was a fucking beast. Like, this was the year of reading like really short books, and I think going forward, I'm gonna stick with that. Like, I just love a shorty. Loads of times I read a really long book and I think this could have been shorter. Like, is forced now. Do you know what I mean? Okay, anyway, The Shining, that was banging, obviously. Okay, average book length in 2024, 210 pages, and I'm not even ashamed of it. No shame. I love a short book. Okay. Most shelves. Well, to be fair, Stephen King, he's been out a while. There's been several decades for people to be reading The Shining, so obviously more people have read it. You know. But the least shelved is Five Nights Out by Hugh Warwick. Okay, now this is just sad, because that was a delightful little book. I think everyone should read it. It's about that guy, this Hugh Warwick guy, who does like naturalist studies, and he went out and did this project where he like counted the hedgehogs, and he also did like a study with bats and stuff, and they're just little cute little dudes. They're just out there in like the British wilds, just sort of hanging out with us, and we don't even know it. Creatures of the night. Okay. My average rating for 2024, 3.8 stars. Like, actually, that's sort of normal. I always sort of give something 3 or 4 stars. Really. 5, I think, is a banging book. 2 is just stupid as balls. I can't believe I read it. I'd never give anything a 1 star because I've DNF'd it by then. Do you know what I mean? But 3 and 4, yeah, that's sort of my norm. Highest rated on Goodreads. This is one of the books that I read in January last year. Like, it's been nearly a whole year since I read it. The Empty Grave, Jonathan Stroud. This Lockwood & Co. series was well cool. So I'd never heard of it until I watched the show on Netflix. And now the show is cancelled, and that's stupid because it was a cool ass show. But after watching the Netflix thing and realizing there wasn't going to be another season, I decided to read the books instead, and the books are cool. Like, I don't think they're middle grades. Or they might be. No, they're scary. They're scary. I reckon it's YA, these books. Like, anyway, I didn't say. It's about, like, it's like the future, or like a sort of parallel universe future, where, something has happened, and there's, like, a hole rent in, like, the wall between the living and the dead. And, like, there's loads of hauntings and loads of ghosts, and, like, they're, like, malicious. They're not, like, you know, just benign ghosts. They, like, attack and stuff. So they have to have whole groups of people to fight them. But the only people who can see them are children. So they basically have child labor, where they make these huge groups of kids who can fight these ghosts. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I loved it. It was good. Okay, my 2024 in books. Ready to go. Look. Oh, I love this. I love when it's just like all together and you can sort of reminisce. Have a look back. Oh, Boy Swallows Universe. I forgot about that. I got that from Australia when I went in March. Cruise. Oh my god, that would have been an amazing book if it didn't have so much gory violence in it. Made me puke. Saturday Night Ghost Club was terrible. I thought it was going to be way better. Clear. Ooh, that one was really good. Day I Fell Down the Toilet. I think it was one of Anwan's favourite books of the year. We read that one together. Mermaid of Black Conch. That was Book Naturalist Book Club. I think I'm going to do that again next year. What Moves the Dead? Love T. Kingfisher. Anomaly. I read that one. That's by a Montenegrin author. That I found at Hay Festival. And I read it right on the plane, like right before I went to Montenegro, and I did not get it. I didn't get it at all. Maybe I'm not smart enough. Maybe it was just ridiculous. I don't know. You never know with that sort of thing, do you? The Body. Oh, I loved that book. Oh, that was really good. Like, by the way, we should talk about my favorite books next. Like, not in this video. I think I'll do, maybe not tomorrow either. Maybe Monday. Monday we'll talk about favorite books. Patricia Highsmith. I went through like a Patricia Highsmith phase. That was ideal. Rachel Harrison. Love Rachel Harrison. I've got a new one of hers, like The Return or something, in my house, ready, waiting for me to get done with all of my advent calendar books. Castronauts, that was banging. Aja Waja, also banging. Oh, these are all my, like, September ones coming through now. When Among Crows. I thought that was a bit shit. Did anyone read that? Mean and the Undead. Also a bit shit. Did anyone read that one? Dark Harvest. Graveyard Shift. That one was shit. Haunt Sweet Home. Also a bit shit. This is on the NPR Haunt Sweet Home. This one's on the NPR Books We Love, or the Concierge this year. And normally they're so good, but I didn't like that one. Okay, and then coming through with all of our advent calendar books we've read so far. Ta-da! Finito! Okay, so now I think we should chat about like reading challenges this year and last year, and I think this is where we should compare and contrast. Okay, like if you've got thoughts, let me know. Okay, so the ones I did this year, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 challenges this year, and I did okay. I did pretty good. So I did Dowie-thon, which I did really crap at. That's always in March that we do. I only read 3 books for Dowie-thon. I think it was like a rough month. I went to Australia. I did a load of crap. I was very stressed. This year, I think I'm going to try to be better. Like, I've set up my story graph already with Dowie-thon in it, and I've put in like 10 books. Like, I don't complete the challenge unless I've done 10 of them. Do you know what I mean? Seattle Book Bingo. Did that one as well. I do that one in the summer when like Seattle Public Library releases like their like book bingo for grown-ups, and that's 25 books every year. Like, it's a bingo squares thing, and I bang on got that one because you get 3 months, and I'm very dedicated. Okay, so I'm gonna do that one again this year. Nailed that one. Gonna do it again. Okay, Shorty September. We also did that one since September, obviously. I love that one. I annihilated those prompts, as I do every year. Thank you. Okay, so the ones that went for a whole year, the year-long ones, I did one called like the Barnes & Noble Challenge or something. Did you know about this one? Did you guys see this one? Like, Barnes & Noble releases like a list of prompts or whatever, and it's 52 of them, so like a book a week, and it's got things like a book with nuns in it, a book that makes you feel sad, you know, like shit like that. And I nailed that one. That was 52. But with ones like that, to be honest now, like, I think I just need to be honest with myself. I read whatever the hell I want and then just plug them in later. Like, you know, I didn't read a book with nuns specifically because I had nuns in it. I was reading a book that I wanted to read based on nothing, and I was like, oh my god, there's a nun in it, and then I stuck it in that prompt thing. So I think I'm not going to do any of those ones like that this year again, because like, I know myself too well now, like, come on, doing it. So I also did one where I tried to read 18 independent press ones, sort of like indie press or sort of like small press books, and actually I got 17 out of 18. Like, I basically annihilated that one, and it's because Welsh ones tend to be like that, like Wales specific ones. I read a lot of like local Welsh published books. Also, I had another one, this other challenge, where I tried to read Welsh language books, and all of the Welsh language books are small press. So I basically killed that one, and again, it wasn't even hard. I wasn't even thinking about it. I just like plugged them in as it went, so I'm not going to do that one again. But the Welsh language one, I am going to do that again this year. I think it was actually really good. I think it sort of helped me to sort of keep on, like, to sort of trying to make my Welsh language skills better. Do you know what I mean? I've decided to quit Welsh language class this year in 2025. I did it actually before 2025, but moving forward in 2025, I will be free of Welsh class, and I will tell you why just quickly, okay, based on nothing. I'm in the advanced classes now in Welsh class, and when you're like in the beginning ones or like the middle ones or whatever, it's loads about like grammar and like learning stuff and having a book and like the teacher telling you how to do stuff, and then you do like practices about like, you know, vocab and grammar and such. But in the advanced ones, it's more sort of about conversation, you know, using the skills you've already learned. Like, you've got enough of a base, just can go, you know, and learn more as you're going. So it's a lot of like chatting to the other people that are in the group with you. And they sort of give topics and like forced discussion topics. And I'm introverted, okay? Like, I'm very social and I love to be social. That's one of my favorite things to do, but there's like a finite resource for that. Like, the energy, it comes to an end, you know, it takes effort for me, and then I need to recharge before I can do it anymore. And you know, when it's easy, it's easy. When it's hard, it like pulls on the resource, like, you know, awkward silences and, you know, and not knowing anything about the topic really, and not really caring, and like, you know, having to push hard for someone who maybe isn't like contributing a lot to this conversation, blah blah. It's hard, okay? And then add on top, it's in another language, okay? The language is hard because I don't know, you know, a lot of things to say in that language, you know. And then bam, on top of it, and this is the worst part, this is the worst of it, okay? It's not just a struggle in another language, it's a struggle with people who you have nothing in common with except for the fact that you're both in Welsh class. And also that the topics that they come up with, it can't be like, you know, walking in on people doing stuff in a gay bar toilet. It can't be like, you know, like huge stuff. You know, it can't be like, how do you feel about the Prime Minister? Do you know what I mean? It has to be things that everyone's going to be able to contribute to in some little way, and it's not going to make a fight, and everyone is going to have some experience on that. So it's going to have to be something like woodland animals, birds in your backyard, something absolutely just the most boring thing on earth, okay? And probably loads of these people that are in these classes are super interesting people, but because you only ever talk to them about like woodland birds, they seem like the most boring people on earth, okay? Probably people have no idea that I, you know, travel loads and, you know, have loads of things happen and go out loads and drink loads and, you know, whatever. Like, as far as they're concerned, I have literally nothing interesting to say, because everything I've ever said to them is about, like, you know, how I get to work, how I commute. Do I bike commute? Do I train commute? You know, what I eat for breakfast. I prefer toast and a bit of coffee. Like, I'm dying inside, I'm dying. It's like torture, and I come to dread it now all the time, sort of like, oh my god, it's Welsh class time, and I break out in a sweat. Like, it's gonna be the most boring, hardest struggle bus conversation time for 2 straight hours. So I'm quitting. So now I need to 100% do this Welsh language like book project, because I don't want to lose my Welsh language skills. Okay, that was like a tangent, and I apologize for that, but I feel like I need to get that off my chest. I'm quitting Welsh class. It's like Friends, you know, when he tries to quit the gym and he keeps going in and he keeps like leaving, not having quit the gym. So then he takes Ross with him, and they try to quit the gym together, and they can't even quit the gym, and they just like shouting, they're like, I want to quit the gym. Like, that's me. Like, I want to quit Welsh class. Okay, anyway, another one I did, and let's talk about this now. I did the Book Naturalist book club with Doris and Heidi, and it was banging, amazing, and I loved it, but some shit got on top of me around roughly July. Some stuff fell through. I fell through some sort of hole, and I couldn't get one of the books, and then I couldn't get another book, and then the next month, like the August or something, like I'm not gonna make whole excuses, but it was like a sort of shitstorm situation, and I fell apart roughly in August and haven't read any of them since then. But fresh start January. Both Heidi and Doris, they've released their videos now. I'll link them below, for the Book Naturalist book club for 2025, and they look amazing. I'm jumping back on it. I've already joined the challenge on the Storygraph. I'm already in. Let's do it. This one I think is going to be particularly good. I'm particularly excited about this list for 2025 because it's not ones that they also want to read. Do you know what I mean? So this year they were like, oh, you know what? I'd love to read this naturalist book, and they put that one on the list. The 2025 list is ones they've already read and loved. It's like a book of their favorite. It's like a list of their favorite books. Love a list of favorite books. Love it. A curated favorites list. That's my favorite kind of list. So Book Naturalist Book Club, I'm doing that one for next year. Also Book Bingo again, Dowathon again, Welsh Language one again. Okay, then, you know, NPR's Book Concierge, like the books we love or the books I love NPR list. I'll link that below as well. If you don't know about it, you should get on it because it's amazing. They do like curated little lists of their favorites, the ones that they love, like their staff and stuff, and you can do it based on a bunch of different things. So you just want graphic novels, or you just want romance novels, or you want staff picks and dark side and thrillers, and it pops up with like one that has all three of those tags. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I've made myself some little books, like Storygraph lists or like challenge things with the books already plugged in. I made a list for rather short staff picks, so I clicked staff picks and rather short, and I made a list, and I've put that in Storygraph as a challenge. And then I did one for rather short dark side and rather short, and did another one rather short and great writing, or it's like seriously great writing and rather short, and then another one for graphic novels. So some of the books are like doubled up in different lists, so maybe like one appears on two of the lists in this thing. But I feel like that's my reading sorted. Every time I'm not sure what to read now, I'm gonna go and work through these like NPR lists, and they're all exactly what I want at any time. Dark, great writing, picked by staff, pretty short, and or graphic novel. And that's what I want my 2025 to be about. That's what I decided. Okay, I think that's it. If you have thoughts, anything, comments, what are you going to read in 2025? What are your plans? How was your reading in 2024? You know, did you get through your lists and your challenges and various things? Did you stay on track? Did you fall off the wagon? Talk to me. Also, I'm sorry about my random Welsh class rant. Oh my god, it's so boring. Okay, I'll see you all tomorrow. I think tomorrow we're gonna do another round of Ask Anwen. Okay, goodbye.